Hello, you amazing, beautiful people. How you doing? And welcome back to another anime reaction video. So, I told all of you last week that whatever the most upvoted comment was, that's what I'll be reacting to next. And I checked my video, I looked at all the comments on my video, and the most upvoted comment was this one right here. When anime leaves you speechless. Loads of you have been asking me to check this one out. It is by the amazing Gigguk as well. We absolutely love that dude. He is awesome. Every video he makes is incredible. So shout out to him. Link to his channels in the description. Make sure you subscribe to him before you even think about watching this reaction video. Yeah, he's absolutely amazing. And so many of you have been asking me to react to this for quite a while now, so I think it's finally time. I'll do the same with this video as well. We'll see how it works. Go to the comment section, post your comments and your recommendations, and whichever comment is the most upvoted, the most liked, that's what I'll record a reaction to next. But for now, I'm going to stop talking. Like and subscribe, and let's jump into my first time ever reaction to the amazing Gigguk's When Anime Leaves You Speechless.
When we think of iconic anime moments, we think of stuff like, yo, that was so hype, or that was so sad, or damn, that was so shocking. But when you watch enough anime, you start to notice familiar patterns in the premise, the stories, and definitely the moments that define them. A big climactic fight, a plot twist you don't see coming, a sad death of a character. There are so many great moments like these that are extremely powerful in their own ways, but isn't something you generally haven't seen before. Yes, Demon Slayer episode 18 is absolutely hype, but so are a lot of other beautifully animated high-intensity fight scenes. But sometimes there's a moment in an anime that just sticks out for me for different reasons.
Yes, but Demon Slayer episode 18 is very hype. It absolutely is. In fact, let's watch that now. In fact, I'll change my mind. We're going to watch that again.
Some may even say that they hit different.
I said it! I said the thing!
These are moments that might not be the most hype, most iconic, most talked about, or even the most memorable. But for one reason or another, they've just refused to leave my mind. So I've compiled a short list of
Evidence in Shadow?
Anime moments that live rent-free in my mind in no particular order or theme. Yes, I'm only making this so I can nerd out about shit I don't get to talk about enough. Obviously,
that's a terrible title. I love it.
There's going to be spoilers, so I'll make sure to show what I'm going to talk about before I start each segment. But if you're anything like me, I have this awful habit of discovering shows and movies I want to watch by watching out of context scenes I've recommended on YouTube, even if they are full of spoilers. I know, okay? So hey, maybe you're as broken.
This actually happened with me with Umbrella Academy. Like, someone literally spoiled the entire first season, and I thought it sounded fucking awesome, so I went and watched it. Actually really liked it. Didn't really like the later seasons.
And as I am. But without further ado, let's get to it. But before I start my first...
Number 1.
Music performances. The climactic moment in any music anime that separates the men from the boys, the women from the girls, the beeps from the boops. I'm not even a big music guy, but great performances can be some of my personal favorite moments in all of anime. There is a wave of emotion you can get that is different from
isn't that the anime from the Dark List we checked out recently?
Haruhi, K-On!, Your Lie in April, Angel Beats. There are a lot of iconic music scenes in anime, but to me, no performance has made me feel such a journey of emotions as much as Kids on a Slope, episode 7. When you hear that the director and composer of Cowboy Bebop are teaming up again to work on a music drama revolving around jazz, you get excited. And this is coming from someone who does...
So I reacted to the first episode of this because I did like a random live stream where you guys got to give me random episodes of anime, and Kids on the Slope was one of them, and we reacted to the first episode. And I think I remember saying that I felt like I would love this anime. So maybe one day we'll watch it. It definitely isn't going to win the tournament anytime soon. Sadly, it just doesn't have the fan base for it. But maybe one day.
Doesn't know the first thing about jazz, except that one of
maybe
the
I'll just watch this one in my own time.
The jazz classic Monin, which is aptly named because every time I hear that sexy jazz beat, it got me feeling like... Wait, no, wrong clip. Yeah, that'll do. It's Japan in the 1960s.
That'll do.
And you have two best friends who are about one seductive look away from kissing their homies goodnight and shouting no JoJo. But at this point in the series, they are having a little bit of a lover's tiff. They aren't talking to each other, their music group has broken up, and their drummer has gone and joined another band right before the big school festival music performance.
How could you do that?
Oh no! Something's gone wrong before they're about to get on stage! The setup was predictable, we knew what was coming, but that didn't detract from the magic we were about to see.
Oh?
The school is treated to the purest unplanned jam session between two musicians you could ask for, doing their own rendition of The Sound of Music's My Favorite Thing to Snow White's Someday My Prince Will Come. For 4 glorious minutes, their musicians become their voice actors. Not a single line of dialogue is uttered between them, but you understand everything they are saying to each other through the language of music, and like the audience, I was absolutely mesmerized. I'll be honest, I'm kind of illiterate when it comes to trying to break down or describe music, so all I can say is that the beeps and the boops fired up neurons in my brain so hard, it might as well have turned the serotonin being released into goddamn crack.
I actually love the way Gigguk explains things. To be honest, the reason I love doing reactions to Gigguk stuff so much is because I get a really good vibe from him. He seems like a really nice guy. He's got like a really cool energy. Something about him just gives me like the thumbs up, you know? And I love the way he describes things. In his own way, he is the most literate of us all. This looks awesome, by the way. As a scene, this looks absolutely stunningly beautiful. This looks fucking awesome. Have you guys seen Kids on the Slope? Is it good?
Scene was so good. This jabs are so sexy, it got me more bricked up than all ecchi fan service anime I've watched combined. And just when I thought I couldn't get more bricked up, just when I thought they couldn't peak any harder, they pulled this out. In my mind, too many anime feel the need to talk over their performances, to tell you exactly what the characters are thinking, to tell you...
They fucking do! They do! I've said this before. This is why I love Monster so much. An anime, a great anime, will utilize silence. And a lot of great animes like don't do that, but a really great one will. You know? So many anime, for some fucking reason, feel the need to fill every single second of silence with words. Like, all the time. Steins Gate doesn't do it. Monster doesn't do it. There's a reason these animes are so like critically acclaimed. Attack on Titan doesn't do it, you know? You don't need a character constantly talking about what's going on, constantly explaining every situation, what they're doing, you know? Oh man, I realize he up there on the drums is thinking this, so maybe I'll try this. We don't need that. Sometimes just letting us get lost in the moment is what we need.
Too many anime feel the need to talk over their performances, to tell you exactly what the characters are thinking, to tell you exactly what you should be feeling. And the beauty of this scene is that they just let the music do the talking. From the perfectly accurate animation, to the callback to previous songs, to the character developments you see on stage, to the emotions this made me feel. This scene is a fucking masterpiece and my all-time favorite music performance I've ever seen in an anime.
Honestly, it looks so amazingly animated as well.
Voice acting. Without voice acting, we'd be watching a silent film, and great voice acting can elevate the most emotional scenes from an anime into something even more spectacular.
Yep. Facts.
I love you!
Or it can break it. There have been so many amazing moments of voice acting that...
Please tell me that wasn't real, right? That wasn't real? That wasn't real? Look, I could do better than that. You ready? I love you! That's right. Hi, me motherfuckers.
Seen in anime, I can't even come close to listing them all. From the serious to the sad, hype to emotional to performances that are downright spellbinding, like Restless Vagrant. You idiot. We'll just steal off the miners. Now clearly, the art of voice acting peaked here, but that's a video game. Amazing voice acting features in some of the most iconic scenes in all of anime.
Actually
so it's incredible that the first thing that comes to mind when I think of a single voice acting scene that dropped my jaw to the floor is not from this. Or this, but from a slightly above average Studio Trigger show that no one bloody remembers, when supernatural battles become commonplace.
I've never heard of that.
Jirai here is a
I recognize her voice though. Is that Yor from Spy Family? Sounds a lot like her.
Ibio. What does that mean? He's an edgy try-hard fuckboy. Think of every overplayed trope every bland isekai protagonist thinks makes them badass. Having a special power, possessing some super secret knowledge that only they know that makes them better than everyone. Basically everything...
Like flat earthers. He's a flat earther? He's a flat earther. There's like one of you watching this right now going, motherfucker, look how dare
possessing some
how do you know I'm not?
Knowledge that only they know that makes them better than everyone. Basically everything that Sid from Eminence in the Shadow tries to be without a shred of self-awareness. That's this guy here, and Hakuto has had enough.
For a second I thought he was shitting on Eminence in Shadow, then I realized what he was saying. Alright, no self-awareness. Alright, cool. Also, I'm just saying about the flat earth stuff, the other day, I put a level on the ground, perfectly level. Psh, explain that, science. It can't.
So you have chosen death.
Think of everything you've ever wanted to
what
scream
the
and
hell
shout at
even
every
is this?
edgy, too cool for school teenager you've met, and that's where Hakuto is. Because for 2 unstopping, uncut, unfiltered minutes, she just unloads.
What?
She pops off and just keeps going and going and going, and just when you think she's run out of oxygen, she continues for another goddamn minute while upping the intensity. It is downright captivating.
Jesus Christ, this felt personal.
The most amazing thing about this
Oh
is that
my
it was rumored to
God.
be done in one take. The voice actress Saori Hayami had one shot, one opportunity, and she took it. Mom spaghetti. Stories from the staff
Sometimes in life, you only have one shot and one opportunity. To seize everything. I'm not going to do it. Not gonna-
members came out about how she nailed
Jesus
this on one
Christ.
take and left everyone in the recording booth in silence. And honestly, I can't blame them, because I think I've realized too that I just witnessed one of the best voice acting moments in history. Damn. Restless
Fucking
Vagrant got
hell.
some competition.
Jesus Christ. Honestly. It has to be said. This is why I've been doing a lot of voice actor video recently. Voice actors are the reason that like we fall in love with so many anime series, right? It's like, sometimes I always point out and say that like a good soundtrack to a movie, sometimes you don't even notice. An incredible soundtrack, you do. But when you have those amazing soundtracks or incredible voice acting, half the time it's not going to stand out. It's just going to blend in and add to the whole story, like telling experience, which is good. That's what you want. But every now and then one does stand out. And when they do stand out, they stand out big. And that scene looks absolutely incredible from a voice actor that I already love.
I love anime fans, but goddamn, some of y'all got that TikTok brain. If there's not a character getting punched or something exploding every 5 minutes, I gotta start playing some Subway Surfer at the bottom of the screen to make sure you guys are paying attention. But when done right, nothing is
I'm just saying, maybe you do. Maybe some Subway Surfer. You know, I kind of want to see how that clip finishes now, actually. Do you want to know how to cure that, if any of you do have that? Some of you are literally watching this video and you've got another screen where you're playing a game or something like that in the background right now, right? You're literally doing that right now. You're watching me, watch another guy, and you're watching something else, right? That's literally what's happening. Put your phone in another fucking room. Unless you're watching this video on your phone, in which case don't do that, because, well, then you won't be able to watch me, and that made me sad. But yeah, when I'm watching TV, I put my phone away from me, you know? My phone is in another room, it's on the shelf, it's away from me. Because otherwise, I'll just reach for it and just start browsing shit. Like, when I'm playing Warzone in my downtime. Sometimes I'm playing Warzone, I get killed, I pick up my phone, I'm like, I'm dead. And I just start browsing my phone. So I always keep my phone away from me.
is more engrossing to me than a good dialogue scene. Eren confronting Reinhardt, Yang Wenli meeting Reinhard, pretty much anything from Monogatari. These are moments of nothing but characters talking that had me glued
Everyone
onto
tells
the
me
screen
Monogatari
more than any
has
Michael
such
Bay
amazing
Mega Man
dialogue.
ass explosion ever could.
Hey!
But the one
Don't
dialogue
you be
scene
shooting
I
any
always
shit at
come
Mega Man.
back to is the Banquet of Kings from Fate Zero, Episode 11.
You're telling me Fate Zero is on this list when it said, and the title is When an Anime Leaves You Speechless, and it isn't about the animation? Shit, I never saw that coming. I'm not even joking.
Alright, pause. Now, I know this is less a scene and more an entire bloody episode, but that's how gripping it is. I've watched this subbed, I've watched this dubbed, I've watched this goddamn raw, and I'm still hooked from minute 1 to minute 20. And no, it's not because I get another chance to explain Fate. Alright, so let me explain Fate.
What is it, Kai?
We've got a battle royale to the death going on, where there can only be one victor out of 7 teams that comprise of 7 mages who are paired up with a hero, either from legend or real world history.
Don't do this shit again, bro. Don't do it. But I will say, it is his Fate explained videos that got me into Fate to begin with.
I can't believe I'm fucking doing this again. Now, at this point, we are well into this battle royale. People have died. Battles have already been fought. Every team is at each other's throat. Then, out of nowhere, one of the heroes busts through the enemy stronghold, turns up at their doorstep, faces off with them, and he's like, fancy going to the pub and grabbing a pint?
Day in the life of a true Brexit geezer. Rev up the Bugatti, pop down, have a couple pints with the lads.
That's right. No swords, no
That's pretty much an everyday experience here in the UK. In fact, I have to cut out so much of my videos because people knocking on my doors always asking me to go down to the pub and have a pint. And I always say yes, because if you say no in the UK, they do kill you. They kill you. They literally kill you. Don't do it.
fights. What proceeds to happen is a whole episode of 3 of the heroes sitting around in a circle drinking and talking.
Yeah.
Just a bit of banter.
This is a prime example of what happens when you put a bunch of interesting,
I agree, this
larger-than-life
scene is
characters
actually
in a room
amazing,
together
but maybe I
and
didn't
let them
appreciate
carry
it
a
as much
scene
as I
with
should have.
dialogue alone. Because while at the beginning, it's nice just to see these characters interacting without the pretense of a fight, it really starts to kick off when the topic of what it means to be a true king comes up.
I have every intention of plundering your abundant storehouse until it's been laid bare, so get...
I do. It does feel like Gigguk watches a lot of anime in dub. Because whenever I watch these videos, he's usually showcasing dub. Unless he just does that for editing preferences, maybe. I don't know. I'm not throwing any shade at him at all. Some dub is very good. But it is suspicious.
I have every intention of plundering your abundant storehouse until it's been laid bare, so get ready.
That is hardly fitting. of how a true king should behave.
You have Archer, Gilgamesh, Ryder, Alexander the Great, and Saber, King Arthur. 3 legendary kings from their respective time periods with 3 different types of kingship. One of selfishness, one of ambition, and one of duty. Each of them presenting their case while tearing the others down, and it is enthralling. Because while there are no punches being thrown, I would argue that this is one of the most compelling fights in all of Fate Zero. It's a battle of ideologies using their words as their weapons. Not a single line is wasted, not a single useless sentence is uttered. This is what Twitter users see in their mind's eye. And what I love is just how bloody convincing they actually are. You don't start believing they're kings because the plot told us they were. You can see it. You start believing in them yourselves with the words that they say, because goddamn, it is delivered in an inspiring way for the people in its fictional universe and in real life as well.
You, who became...
It's funny how Alexander definitely is very different to, like, the stories. However, I will say, he's the only one who doesn't give off kingly energy in Fate Zero. Like, it has to be said. Bro doesn't. Although he's a huge freaking monster of a man, he kind of just feels like a chill bro that you just go hang out with.
Became a ruler, only to satisfy your endless greed.
A king without greed is even worse than a figurehead! Saber, you said you would martyr yourself for your ideals. In life, you must have been something akin to the purest of all the saints. But who can truly admire the rough and thorny path that a martyr must follow in life? Who actually dreams of such an ending? A king must be greedier than any other. He must laugh more loudly and rage for much longer, and embody the very extreme of all things, good and evil.
My man's out here making a case for being a tyrannical leader, and I'm somehow being convinced. Because I think the most amazing thing about this scene is that objectively, they are all right, and they are all wrong in their own...
That is true. That is true. Like, to make the best leader, you have to take something from each of them. A king whose own goal is to sacrifice himself for their people, what do they leave behind for their people once they're gone? A king like that unites everyone around them, but when they're not there, that core that everyone united around is fractured, splits and breaks, and everything falls apart. They don't leave behind any established strength because they were the strength. And Alexander, you know, they leave behind ambition, goals, show people what to do after he's gone, encourage people to chase and fight something, which is bad because obviously they're just going around killing people, which isn't good. But if you can combine the two, you get something truly amazing. We can leave Gilgamesh out of it a little bit.
Way. It should be impossible for anyone to actually win this fight, yet through sheer charisma and Giga energy, a winner does emerge. Through his words and actions, Ryder is able to shake Saber's ideology to her core.
Yeah.
His words cut deeper than any sword ever could, and if that wasn't enough, he ends things off with a demonstration that shows her what his kingship means. And he uses his noble phantasm, essentially his ult, don't worry about it, a move you should really not be revealing to your enemies willy-nilly just to prove a goddamn point. Ah, it was so worth it. This was the most epic conclusion for one of the most gripping dialogue scenes I've experienced from an anime. No matter who would eventually go on to win the Holy Grail War, ultimately, Ryder won over our hearts in this
It was
scene,
very, very cool.
Oh, so on point for this legendary character.
It was fucking awesome.
My bond with them is my greatest treasure, my path to kingship, the ultimate noble phantasm that I possess.
Oh my god. His noble phantasm is the friends he made along the way.
Oh, man. I never thought about it that way, but shit, when you put it like that, you're kind of right.
Alright, that was a really long segment, so you know what?
Yeah.
Anime dancers. There's been a lot of iconic anime dancers throughout the years.
I was enjoying them.
Yukai if you're in my generation. Chica Dance if you're a goddamn Zoomer.
Chica!
if you're on TikTok. JoJo's Torture Dance if you're on Grindr. But out of everything, there's been one dance I swear I've broken YouTube's replay
I'm kind of pissed off that I got called out for the Chica Dance, because you're wrong. You son
button
of a
watching.
bitch.
Shirobako episode 16. Alright, so you gotta promise me. Promise me you're not gonna leave this video to find this clip and replay it 10 times after I finish playing it. Alright, promise? Like, pinky promise? I trust you, because otherwise I'm gonna tell your mum. I swear I'm gonna tell her.
The only way I'm going to do that is if it is a sus clip. If it's a normal, wholesome clip, then I'm good. In fact, I can't make promises either way. I'm probably going to do whatever it is now, just because you said it. You know, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it before you even show me.
You're a little liar, pants on fire. Play the clip.
It's giving me Chica Dance energy.
That's it. That's the scene. You still here?
Wait, what? That was it? That was it? That was like 15 seconds. God damn, why was that clip so good? Should we watch it one more time? Let's watch it one more time. We'll watch it one more time. Watch it one more time.
Play the clip. That's it. That's the scene. You still here?
I'm gonna be real, that is incredible. That is incredible. I thought I was an anime fan, but clearly I knew nothing until now. That was amazing. You know what? I'm not even joking. That actually was weirdly good. And I think it was the voice acting that made that scene incredible. I don't actually think it was the dancing. I think it was the voice acting. Having that like quiet whisper, almost like out of breath, like voice acting with the whole dance move. And then the huh at the end. Something about that made that all weirdly wholesome and pretty fucking good. Strange.
When people talk about shonen battle series, we say stuff like, damn, that was such a banger fight scene, or damn, I can't believe this guy just called Jujutsu Kaisen mid, or damn. Is that a Dragon Ball fan with more than 10 IQ? But beyond the fights, the salts, and the hype, nothing has quite sold me on a long-running shonen faster than the 20 minutes of chaos in Chainsaw Man Episode 9 and Makima's Ritual. Am I doing a bit of a cop-out by picking a moment from one of the most hyped recent anime? Yes. Did I want to talk about this so I have something to clickbait this video with in the thumbnail? Maybe. But this stands out to me as how to do a turning point in your story. Please don't kill me, Mushoku Tensei fans. More than any of the chainsaw massacring fight scenes, more than any of the boob-touching Makima caboose-sniffing action, this showcased that a battle shonen could do more than just drop a cool action scene on you. Because what stood out to me the most is that out of nowhere, the show just turns into a full-on survival horror as Makima looks at Light, laughs in his face, and goes, heart attack? What are you into, little baby shit? This is how...
Yeah, let's be honest. This scene... I'd literally forgotten about it. God, man, I forgot how good fucking Chainsaw Man is. Animation, story, and everything. This anime is incredible. I can't wait till we get more of it. And goddamn, I forgot how fucking evil this scene is.
Send a message. What gets me about this entire sequence is just the sheer emotional whiplash after everything that's been built up. We had 7 episodes establishing your usual shonen affair, then in just one episode you realize, oh, the people I thought were safe are definitely not. These villains are way more terrifying than I ever gave them credit for. Then the series doesn't even give us 5 minutes to process that before throwing a fat Uno reverse card in our face.
Yeah.
You feel a sense of
God
dread
damn,
for the
I
bad
want to watch it
It does
again.
a better job than 90% of horror anime have ever done. The direction, the music, her unsettlingly calm demeanor, the fact that these people can sense that they're about to die a violent death before they do is a fucking horrifying thought. And after everything is said and done, you're like, wait. Should I be more terrified of the good guys or the bad guys here? This was just such a brilliantly directed scene from start to finish that went beyond the great action you expect from a shonen. And if that was just a taste of the mayhem to come, Chainsaw Man Season 2 cannot arrive soon enough. Until then, I have to live with the scraps I've got to find out what's really going on behind the terror boner Makima has given us as the true horror antagonist herself.
What was she rocking there? She was rocking... I know what she was rocking. A terror boner? I don't think I've ever heard that before. And I don't know how I lived my life without that phrase. That scene is just brilliant. The animation on her hand movements alone are enough to sell it for me. The fucking change in emotion when it happens is what makes it. The fact that you can go from feeling this to feeling this so quickly, like instantaneous, and the whole episode shifts around this sheer fucking terror when you're fearing for the bad guys. So good. So good.
Flowers of Evil was an anime that looked like this.
Look at this dude.
This was a show that took some creative decisions with
It
its art
looks
style and
a lot
aesthetics, and when
like
it aired in 2013,
that new
the
horror
internet
anime everyone was angry
destroyed
about.
it. Meme after meme, screenshot after screenshot, it got clowned on into obscurity, but now that time has passed, I think people are starting to realize that we didn't really give it a fair chance. Sure, sometimes the visuals look so bloody ridiculous that it looks more like a comedy than a thriller, but behind all that there is a truly amazing story being told here, one that explores the darkest parts of our human emotions that we bury behind the public mask we wear. And there's one scene that has always stuck out out to me in the series that everyone had already written off. Flowers of Evil, Episode 7. Takao Kasuga starts the series as someone who believes he is different to everyone, because that's the person.
This is a series I've never even heard of, like at all, not once. I'm not one of these people who gives a fuck about animation. There are some people in the anime community who are so hell-bent on if the animation is bad, they ain't watching it. I really don't care. Animation just doesn't bother me. But it does kind of remind me of a lot of the clips I've seen from that new horror anime everyone was telling me to watch, but then everyone said don't watch.
Person he wants to be. Pretending to enjoy obscure poetry, being an all-around edgy twat. He's not like other boys. There are two wolves inside of him. But when a complicated girl Nakamura sees him in a moment of weakness, she knows what perverted and sick desires lie beneath the surface he presents. She torments him, wears him down and blackmails him, tears into him for days until you see all of his fake ideals and the facade he wears crumble into nothing. This scene is that breaking point. We see him proceed to completely wreck the classroom in an explosion of catharsis as he embraces who he really is. With a sheer, visceral display of emotions, it is almost chilling, watching this manic destruction of their classroom as every layer of his old persona is peeled off one by one. This was the moment where I fully understood the creative vision. That semi-realistic, uncanny look on top of the eerie, unnerving music left me with a symphony of conflicting emotions few anime are able to make me feel. It was equal parts unsettling as it was beautiful. That final shot of the circle of chaos they created is an image that's etched into my mind. Just them laying there. Two messed up teenagers in a room matching how fucked up things are in their head. This was then I understood. This was why the show looked like this. This was what Aku no Hana was meant to be. There was something special here, and it's sad more people didn't give this a chance.
Did he say Akuna Matata? I had to do it. I had to do it, man. I had to say something.
Aku no Hana was meant to be. There was something special here, and it's sad more people didn't give this a chance for a season 2 to be made.
Did she say hentai? She just called him a pervert. I swear she just said hentai just at the end there. Well, I didn't expect that. My word! My word, that scene looks incredible. I couldn't even say anything. I had to make a joke just to break the silence. I had my freaking heart in my throat. Everything about that looked amazing. The voice acting, the craziness, the darkness of the shot as well. Like the fact that they just sucked out all light of the room other than the board being lit up a little bit. The scene felt very realistic in its complete darkness. You know, we're swallowed in this room there at nighttime, completely isolated. It just felt brilliant. It felt absolutely brilliant. And again, like I said, animation really doesn't bother me, and I don't even think it was that bad, to be honest.
There are many moments in anime that get me emotional enough to get the waterworks running. Sad parts that pull at the heartstring until there are no emotions left to wring out. But sometimes I watch a scene that makes me tear up even if there's nothing sad happening on screen. And one of those moments is the running scene from episode 2 of A Place Further Than the Universe.
Ah, such an underappreciated anime.
This scene hits me every time I rewatch it. Bar none.
Really?
And I still don't fully understand why, because
Yeah, I don't
I've
understand.
talked to that has had this kind of emotional response to this moment.
Yeah.
And I had to quantify it. If I could pick a scene that so perfectly captures the carefree moments you remember from your younger years, this is it. It is pure freedom. We all have a cherished memory tucked away somewhere of some dumb crap you got up to as a kid. That one random thing you and your mate did on that summer holiday. Getting up to some stupid antics on that one trip you took with your siblings or family. We didn't realize how precious those moments would be, or how fondly we'd look back on them when we were older. And what gets me...
You know what's funny? Is I don't get it with this scene, but I do. I don't feel that. Obviously, I have those memories, but I don't feel that with this scene. But I completely understand what Gigguk means. And there's movies and TV shows that I watch that I get those feelings from that other people don't. For example, and this I always say this, American Pie. American Pie gives me this feeling, and I didn't even grow up in that life. But for some reason, when I watch American Pie movies, I get that feeling of nostalgia, of like past, of I don't know what it is about them. And I talk to a lot of people who don't have that at all, and I get that. So I totally understand what he means. And watching this scene, I get it. I get it. I think this whole anime, if you haven't seen it, you should watch. This will be my recommendation. It is a fucking awesome anime.
Precious those moments would be, or how fondly we'd look back on them when we were older. And what gets me is this overwhelming feeling that we're seeing one of these precious memories being made right in front of us. 3 girls going out of their comfort zone to go on an adventure and just having the time of their lives doing dumb shit. I will never not adore this moment, maybe even more so than some of the more serious scenes in the series. It might not be the most hype, the most sad, or the most dramatic moment you can find in anime, but it gets me emotional in a way few are ever able to.
I kind of love that.
Show.
The shoe, man. Ha!
And that was everything I had time to talk about today. I didn't even get
Yeah, I agree with him. I love that show as well. It deserves way more love and attention. Sadly, a lot of anime do.
through a tenth of everything I could have talked about, but I don't want this video to be an hour, so who knows? If you guys like this enough, maybe I'll do some more of these types of videos. If you didn't already know, I'm going to be touring Europe with Trash Taste in September this year. A lot of tickets have already sold out, but we have a few venues with some availability,
Damn,
so
that's
if
so
you're in
cool.
the area, get your tickets now while they're still available. I'll leave a link in the description for all the available venues left. And of course, thank you to the patrons this month, Alpha Sigma,
Shout out the patrons of Gigguk. I'll leave a link to the video, obviously, in the description, where you can go and support our boy. If you're not subscribed to him, you absolutely freaking should be. He's amazing. His videos are fantastic, and his opinions are really awesome to listen to. I love the way that he remains so open-minded and is able to somehow disagree, but sounds like he's agreeing, like on a lot of topics. I also have got a newfound love for him simply because he's a big fan of A Place Further Than the Universe. And that is an anime series that you guys all recommended I react to. We did a Patreon exclusive reaction to it, and I don't think there was a single moment in that series I didn't watch with, like, my heart in my throat. I think the entire story is so incredibly realistic. I think it is beautifully well animated, and I honestly feel like it is an anime series that there's not a single person wouldn't enjoy. There's something so amazing about the simple idea behind it. It's so well voice acted, and you're just sucked into the journey that these girls go on from start to finish. It truly is a brilliant piece of media, and it absolutely deserves way more love than it gets. I don't know why it doesn't, but like I said, that's just the way anime works sometimes. Sadly, a lot of series don't get love, and then it's up to the rest of us to try and give them a little bit more love. And that's pretty much it. This was a really good video. This was really cool. It highlighted a lot of moments I haven't seen and a lot of moments I have. And I'm glad that there's a lot on this list that I have actually seen, because I'm able to sort of relive those moments and feelings and nostalgia through them. The Fate Zero one was something that didn't hit me. That scene definitely didn't hit me as much as it seems like it might have hit other people. But it's made me really want to rewatch it to see if to see how I feel watching it a second time. I think Fate Zero is so good as well. But yeah, I guess that's where my reaction ends. I really hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for recommending this one. This one was a really fun reaction to record. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it with me, and yeah, just have yourselves an amazing freaking day. I love all of you wonderful people. Let me know what I should react to next. Don't forget to put your comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, my friends, you will see me in the next video.